Now you should have 2 of your ears completed. Go ahead and get your tapestry needle and one of the ears. We're going to sew the ears in place on the head. Once you have the ear positioned where you want it, then you can take your tapestry needle and go in and out, sewing the ear to the head. For my ear, I'm about 1, 2, 3 rounds down from the white design on top of the head, and I'm approximately 2 to 3 stitches away from the safety doll eye. And I'm just going to go in and out, sewing the ear to the head. Make sure that you grab both layers for the opening of the ear so you don't have an opening unsewn to the head. Then once you finish sewing the ear to the head, you can tie a knot towards the back of the ear. Be careful not to make a loop like I did. And I like to go through twice. Then just take your loose yarn end, go right where you finished tying a knot, go right into the ear, right down the center, don't go through the opposite side. Then just take and pull on the loose yarn end to bury it inside the ear. Then just take your scissors and trim that loose yarn end. Then you're going to sew the other ear on the exact same way. Make sure that you line it up so that they look symmetrical. This is how mine looks after I finish sewing the ears in place. Now you can set the head aside. Now for the body, we're going to start with your beige or white colored yarn, and we're going to start with a magic circle. So drape the yarn across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers twice, hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. So just like we've done before, we're going to bring up a loop for a slip knot, and then place 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to take and close the magic circle just like we've done before. And then turn your work so that we're working in rounds. And you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around for a total of 12 stitches in the round. So 2 single crochet in every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches in the round, and then come back. So now you can take and turn your work over and pull on that loose yarn end if you need to close the center of the magic circle. Then we're going to make 7 increase rounds in chronological order. So go ahead and take your yarn marker, place it right where you left off, and for the first increase round you're going to make 1 single crochet into 1 stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. Then for the next increase round is 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. For the next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. So now you see how to do the increase rounds just like we've done before, and you're going to keep increasing in order. So the next one will be 1 in 4, and then 1 in 5, then 1 in 6, and then 1 in 7 stitches, and 2 single crochet into the next stitch will be the last increase round. So go ahead, finish all of your increase rounds and then come back. So now I just finished the last increase round, which is 1 single crochet into 7 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. So now you should have a total of 54 stitches in the round. Now you can take and move the yarn marker up to where you left off, and now you're just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 7 rounds. So 7 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So now, after you finish your 7 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, you're ready to add your new color. So whatever color you're using, the main color for your dog, you can go ahead and bring that over, and then you're just going to bring up a loop with your new color, and then just take and tie a knot. Don't cut the beige or white colored yarn. You're going to carry it as you crochet. So now you're going to have fun with color changes. So I'm just going to show you how to color change. So what you do is you're going to crochet, lay your white or beige colored yarn along the top, just like you see me do here. Then go into the next stitch, go behind that white, I'm just going to call it beige. Go behind the beige colored yarn, bring up a loop with your new colored yarn. Then yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through both loops for a single crochet. And you can see how you're carrying the beige colored yarn. Just go into the next stitch, go behind the beige colored yarn, bring up a loop, and make a single crochet. And you just keep on making one single crochet in every stitch around, and color change wherever you want to make a color change. So I'm just going to show you how to make the color change. So after you get the number of colors, number of stitches with the color that you want of the I'm going to call it honey colored yarn, then just drop the honey colored yarn, pick up the beige colored yarn for the color change, go into the next stitch, and this time you're going to go behind the honey colored yarn, bring up a loop with the beige colored yarn, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. Now I'm going to crochet a little bit with the beige colored yarn, and I'm going to carry the honey colored yarn. So you can have fun with however many stitches that you want with the beige or with the honey colored yarn, and color change wherever you want to. So again, if you're going to color change, just drop the beige color yarn, pick up the honey colored yarn, and then just resume crocheting the amount of stitches that you want with the color with the color that you want. So that's how you color change, and that's how you crochet these rounds. And you're going to continue this for 25 rounds. So you may want to put a stitch marker here or a yarn marker just to show where you first started. This is where I tied my knot, so I'm just going to go in here and then just bring up the yarn marker just so I know that this is the color where I just started this round. You're going to need 25 rounds with one single crochet in every stitch, and you color change wherever you want to color change, and I showed you how to color change. So go ahead, finish making your color changes and your rounds, and remember you need 25 total rounds, and then come back. I'm still working on the color change and the rounds. I think right now I have 23 rounds, but I just wanted to show you some of my color changes, how it looks, and then I just want to show you a little trick with the color changes. So you don't want the yarn to get tangled around each other or twisted around each other. So to prevent that, keep one yarn strand forward and one yarn strand towards the back. So the skein is towards the back and one skein is towards the front. And then you just take and continue crocheting, making your single crochet and carrying your yarn and making your color changes where you want. So here you can see, I don't want the beige. I want to continue with this color. And I'm coming up to a color change. So you can see how I'm keeping one skein forward, one skein towards the back. Now I'm going to drop the one skein forward, pick up the one in the back, and then continue. So that's a little trick to prevent the yarn from twisting on each other. And then you just keep on crocheting, one single crochet in every stitch, making color changes where you want. And when you finish 25 rounds, come back. Now after you finish your 25 rounds of one single crochet in every stitch and made all your color changes, now you're going to decide what color that you want for the back of the body. I'm going to continue on with my main colored yarn. So you're going to take and cut the previous colored yarn. And then you want to tie a knot. You can go ahead and move your yarn marker up to where you left off. And then you're just going to continue one single crochet in every stitch for 7 rounds. So 7 rounds of one single crochet in every stitch with whatever color that you want for the back of the body. So I'm using my main color for the rest. So 7 rounds of one single crochet in every stitch. So now I've finished 7 rounds of one single crochet in every stitch, and now we're going to start to close the back side. You can close with the same colored yarn if you want to, but I'm going to go back to my cream colored yarn. So I'm going to bring up a loop with my cream colored yarn and then just tie a knot. And then I want to cut the alternate color, my main colored yarn. Then we're ready for our first decrease round. You can move your yarn marker up if you want to, or just follow the color change if you did a color change. If you didn't, just use a yarn marker. Then for our first decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 7 stitches. So one single crochet into 7 stitches, then you're going to single crochet 2 stitches together for a decrease stitch. You decrease by 1 stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, one single crochet into 7 stitches, and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. Then for the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 6 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. So now you can add craft stuffing to the body and continue adding craft stuffing as you close the body. For the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 5 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. Then for the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 4 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. Then one single crochet into 3 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating the pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. You can see how the opening is getting smaller and smaller, gradual closing. Now for the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into 2 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. Then for the next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet in 1 stitch and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around. Now you can remove your yarn marker, and then you're just going to single crochet 2 stitches together until you're almost closed. It's hard to do at this angle. So go ahead, finish making 1 round of single crochet 2 stitches together, or until you're almost closed, and then come back and I'll slip stitch it closed with you. So now you can see that you're almost closed. Now we're going to slip stitch the rest closed. You skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook. And you're going to slip stitch all the way around until the opening is closed. One more should do it. Then you can take and finish off, just yarn over, pull the yarn through, and then just bring enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then just take your tapestry needle, put the loose yarn end onto the tapestry needle. Then you're going to go right in where you finished off and come out anywhere on the body. And then just trim your loose yarn end. Then you finish the body. This is what mine looks like with all of the color changes. Now you can take your tapestry needle and the main color of the yarn of the head, and you're going to place it right on top of the body. So this is where we finished off on the body. That's towards the back of the body, and this will be towards the front of the body. So then you just take the head and place it right so that the bottom of the snout is in line with the front of the body. Make sure that your nose is in line with the magic circle on the body. So you don't want it sewn on this way or that way. You just want to sew it on straight. So you want the first round that we make with our tapestry needle will be loose stitches just to hold the head in place, and then you'll make several rounds of sewing to secure the head. You can kind of put the ears up if you want out of the way. And again, you always want to check and make sure that the nose is straight and that the head is where you want it positioned. Then once you have it positioned, you can take and go in the head into the body and then come out and then I'm going to go back in through the body, a stitch over from where I went in or came out of the body, a stitch over, and then come up through the head and come out where you first went in the head. I actually made it longer. That's alright. Then just take and tie a knot. I'm going to trim this loose yarn end a little bit. Then you want to position the head again. You're always trying to position the head, making sure that the nose is staying straight. Then you're going to take, since we went out of the head, you're going to go a stitch over at the base of the head, go down into the body, and come out on the other side of the body. Then, since you went out of the body, you're going to go a stitch over from where you went out of the body back into the head. And again, you want to reposition the head, make sure that the nose is staying straight. Then go a stitch over where I came out of the body. I'm going to go a stitch over, go back into the head and out of the body in the front. And you're just going to repeat this. You're going to sew all the way around the head, the base of the head, securing it to the body. So I came out a stitch on the body, so I'm going to go a stitch over and then go back in and then come out of the head. And then I came out of the head, so I'm going to go a stitch over where I came out of the head and back into the body. And you're just going to repeat this all the way around several times, making sure that the head is sewn on securely to the body. Now, once you finish sewing all the way around several times around the base of the head, securing the head to the body, you're going to come out where you first started, where you have your loose yarn end, and then you're going to tie a knot. Then go right where you tied your knot, come out anywhere on the head, and bury the loose yarn end. And then repeat the same thing with the other loose yarn end. And this is how mine looks after sewing it in place. You can see how the nose is straight with the magic circle, in line with the magic circle. Now set this aside while we make the paws, or the legs. So we're going to make 4 paws the exact same way, and you're going to start with your beige colored yarn. Drape the yarn across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers twice, and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then you're going to start with your slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to hold the base of the 6 single crochet and then just close it up just like I've shown you before. Then take the loose yarn in and pull on that. Then you're going to work in rounds, and for this next round you're going to make 2 single crochet in every stitch around until you have a stitch count of 12. So 2 single crochet in every stitch around until you have a stitch count of 12, and then come back. So now I have 12 stitches in the round. I'm going to go ahead and grab my yarn marker, and we're going to be making 3 increase rounds. It means that we're going to increase the number of stitches. For the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around for 1 round. For the next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. Then for the next increase round, make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. Now you should have 30 total stitches in the round. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and then you're just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 1 round. So 1 round of 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now go ahead and take your yarn marker, move it up to where you left off, and now you're going to make single crochet 2 stitches together for 8 times. So for the first one, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for 1 single crochet 2 stitches together. And you're going to do that 8 times total. So there's 1, 2, make 1 more with you, 3. So go ahead, finish a total of 8 single crochet 2 stitches together, and then come back. So now go ahead and make sure that your work, the right side is facing you, so the wrong side is where the loose yarn end is on the center. And I finished 8 single crochet 2 stitches together. Then you're just going to make 1 single crochet into each of the remaining stitches. So now you should have 22 total stitches in the round. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up to where you left off, and now you're going to make 1 round of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 1 round. Now go ahead and move your yarn marker up to where you left off, and this time you're going to make 4 single crochet 2 stitches together. So 4 single crochet 2 stitches together. So this is what mine looks like after I finished 4 single crochet 2 stitches together. Then you just make 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches. Then you can move your yarn marker up, and now you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 8 rounds. So 8 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. And for mine, I'm just leaving it the beige color. But you could change colors at any time if you want to add a different color scheme for your paws or legs. So now you can see that I finished 8 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now you're going to keep making 1 single crochet in every stitch until you're in the back of the paw. So keep making 1 single crochet in every stitch until you're in the back of the paw, and that's where you're going to make your color change. That way you don't, with the color change, sometimes you have a step off, so that kind of hides it in the back of the paw. So I'm making 1 single crochet, and now I'm in the back of the paw, and this is where I'm going to make my color change. And like I said, you can change colors at any time, however you want your paw to look. So I'm going to bring in the main color now. And then you want to tie a knot. And cut the previous colored yarn. Then you're going to take and make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 8 rounds with the new color. So 1 single crochet in every stitch for 8 rounds, and then come back. After you finish the 8 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch with your main color, then you can take and stuff the paw. Make sure you get enough stuffing into the paw. And you don't want to overstuff it to where you have large gaps between the crochet stitches. Then, once you have the craft stuffing in there, you can take and single crochet two together 9 times. So single crochet 2 stitches together 9 times and then come back. Then you can see how you're almost closed. Now we're going to slip stitch it closed. So you're going to skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and bring the yarn through both loops for a slip stitch. And you're going to continue making slip stitches all the way around until the top of the leg is closed. One more should do it. Then take your yarn over and then pull through the loop to finish off. Just pull a little bit through to bury into your work. Then you just get your tapestry needle, put the loose yarn in onto your tapestry needle, go right in where you finished off and come out anywhere on the leg. And then just trim the loose yarn end. Now you need 4 of these. They're all made the same way, so a total of 4. Now you should have all 4 legs made the same way, and go ahead and take 2 of them so we can attach them. And I'm going to attach these to the front of the dog for the front legs. I like to use an upholstery needle to attach the legs, and I use Drit's Home Creative Do-It-Yourself upholstery needles, and I usually use the 10-inch sized one. So now get the same colored yarn, the main colored yarn, or whatever color that you have towards the top of the leg, and I put it onto my 10-inch upholstery needle, and then take one of the legs, make sure that the paw is facing forward. Then you're going to go along the side approximately 2 rounds down, and you're going to go through and come out on the opposite side at the same level. And then just you want to make sure you have enough yarn to go through both legs and body twice. And then bring the yarn through and leave a loose yarn end. Then you're going to go to the body, and I line it up, the front legs in line with the ears. So use the ears as a landmark, and in line with the ears, centered along the middle of the body, Here's the middle of the body, and then here's the ear. So in line with the ear, in the middle of the body is where you're going to go in for your front leg. So it's about right here. I'm going to go through and come out on the opposite side at the same level. And then bring the yarn through and leave about 1 to 2 inches of yarn between the leg and the body. Then you're going to take the other leg and do the same thing. So the paw, make sure the paw is facing forward. And then you're going to go through about 2 rounds down on the side. Come out on the opposite side at the same level. And again, you want to leave 1 to 2 inches between the body and the leg. Then you're going to go 1 stitch over from the exit point and then go back. I'll go right here. 1 stitch over and then come 1 stitch away from where you first entered the leg. Then you're going to go 1 stitch away from where you exited the body and go in and come out 1 stitch away from where you first went in to the body. And be careful not to cross the yarn strands. Try to keep the yarn strands separated. And then 1 stitch away from where you went in on the opposite leg and come out 1 stitch away. And then you're going to repeat this whole process 1 more time. So go ahead, finish this whole process 1 more time and then come back. And remember, you're staying 1 stitch away from the entry point and 1 stitch away from the exit point. So by the time you're done, you should have 4 entry points and exit points. And be careful not to cross the yarn again. Make sure the yarn strands stay separated. So now I've finished going through twice. Now you have your 2 loose yarn ends. Go ahead and start to pull on the 2 loose yarn ends. So I looped 1. And pull that one through too. So if you meet some resistance, pull on 1 yarn strand at a time. And you can see how the legs cinch against the body. So again, if you meet resistance, pull on 1 yarn strand at a time. Don't pull on both of them together because it might snap. Then just take and tie a knot. And then you can trim the loose yarn ends so you can bury them. So now you can take your tapestry needle put the loose yarn end onto the tapestry needle, then go in right where you finish tying your knot and come out on the opposite side and bury the loose yarn ends. So go ahead, bury your loose yarn ends, and then I'll show you where I attach the back legs. The back legs are attached the same way, but I'll show you where I position them. So for the back legs, you have to line them up so that it's symmetrical with, or at level with the front legs. So the dimple on the front leg should be where the dimple is on the back leg. So you just line it up, and then I'm going to go in about right there. And then repeat the whole same thing that you did for the front legs, you repeat for the back legs. And make sure that the paws are facing forward. So now you should have the front and the back legs that move back and forth. Now you can set the dog aside while we make the tail. Now for the tail, we're going to start with the beige colored yarn and we're going to make the magic circle just like we've done before. First you're going to make your slip knot. Then you're going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to close the magic circle and then turn your work so you're working in rounds. And again, we've done this before. Make 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a stitch count of 12. So 2 single crochet in every stitch around until you have a stitch count of 12. Now you can take and close the back if you need to close the center of the magic circle. Then just get a yarn marker and we're going to make 2 increase rounds. For the first increase round you're going to make 1 single crochet into one stitch and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet in one stitch, 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. Then for the next increase round, make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. So now you should have 24 total stitches in the round. Go ahead and move the yarn marker up to where you left off, and now you're just going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 4 rounds. So 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. After you finish your 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up. We're going to make a decrease round now. So we're going to decrease the number of stitches in the round. For the first decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches. And then you're going to single crochet 2 stitches together. And then repeat that pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around. Now go ahead and move your yarn marker up where you left off, and you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 4 rounds. So 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Then after you finish your 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up. And for this decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 1 stitch and then single crochet 2 stitches together. And then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet in 1 stitch and then single crochet 2 stitches together, repeating that pattern all the way around. Then just take and move the yarn marker up, and now you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 4 rounds. So 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So now after you finish those 4 rounds, go ahead and remove your yarn marker, and you're going to bring in your main colored yarn and then just tie a knot, and then we're going to cut the previous colored yarn, so the beige colored yarn. Then you're going to take and crochet with your new colored yarn, the main color. Just make a single crochet, and you're going to make a single crochet in every stitch around for 7 rounds. So 7 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch around with your new color. It's optional, but I added a little bit of craft stuffing into the tail, just a little bit. So that's an option if you want to add some craft stuffing into your tail. So after you finish your 7 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, you can go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch. Then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the tail onto the dog. Then just take and flatten the end of the tail and place it right where you want it on the back of the dog. And then just take your tapestry needle and just sew it in place. Make sure you sew the opening shut. So go ahead, sew the tail onto the dog. Just show you how I make the stitches. Just go in and out. Until the tail is sewn in place. Then, after you've sewn it in place, go ahead and go towards the center, and then you're just going to tie a knot. I like to go through twice. Then go right where you tied the knot into the center of the tail to bury the loose yarn end. And then your tail is sewn in place. Now you can make the optional fingernails. I'm going to show you how to do that, the claws. So now get whatever color that you want for the toenails or the claws onto your tapestry needle, and then you take the paw, make sure that the paw you have the center, you know where the center is, and then go 2 stitches to the right for the first claw. So you go right in the bottom of the claw, and I'm going right to the inside portion of the magic circle underneath, and then I'm going to come out the top portion with my tapestry needle. And you want to leave a little bit of a loose yarn end for burying into your work. Then you're going to go right back in where you first came in, and then you're going to come out right in the center. So the center is about 2 stitches over to the left. You can see where I went in the same spot where I first went in, and then I exit in the center. Then just bring the yarn through. And then you have the first claw finished. Then you're going to come straight down right on top of the magic circle, and then you're going to come out 2 stitches to the left on top. So you can see where I went in straight down on top of the magic circle, and then exit 2 stitches to the left, and then bring your yarn through. And then you've created the left and the center. Now we're going to make the right side. So now you're going to go on the opposite side of the magic circle. Here we entered on the right side, now we're going to enter on the left, and then come out right where you first came in. Then you finished the claw. Now you can take and tie, you can trim, so you have a loose yarn end, 2 loose yarn ends. Go ahead and tie a knot. Then take your tapestry needle, put it onto the loose yarn end. You're going to go right where you tied your knot and come out on the back of the paw and bring that loose yarn end through, and then you can trim it. So go ahead and bury your loose yarn ends, and all the paws are made the same way for the claws. And this is how your dog looks after you're all finished.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields